Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's I, MR-JACY, and today I'm gonna do a review on Killzone for the PS4. So I hope you enjoy yourselves, and here is the review of Killzone. Killzone is a very unique game and I absolutely love it. The controls are fantastic, the graphics is amazing, but it's been a really hard decision for me to do a Killzone review. Me and Dan and Gigi and whatnot. We've been arguing, and finally we made an agreement for the graphics. So this is just me wandering around. This is chapter 2, just looking around, and we agree. It took a really long time to organize, but we give the graphics a 7.5. It's like, wow, MR-JACY, that's a really low, but we found a lot of glitches. You probably could see it from the first video, the first Let's Play. There is a few weird glitches with the graphics, such as the your father somehow his hand goes through me. Also, the blood is thicker than wine. The blood also changes in chapter 8. We found so many glitches, so that's at that low. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying a 7.5 is brilliant as graphics. It's just that it's been really complicated and whatnot. So yeah. For the engine of Killzone, it's a bit weird. I played it on easy, medium and hard, and really I've not really seen anything different except for hard. The enemies are more aggressive. The enemies are not really that smart. They don't really do their job properly, because as you can see I went down and they walked away thinking I'm dead, but in fact I'm not dead. It's really overpowered. I'll talk about the health packs in a later date, but the enemies, I don't think they're okay. It's only they increase the damage and whatnot, but as you can see, I shot right there, and below where the rock is, there's enemies as well, and they didn't hear the gunfire. It's like, that's a bit strange, and sometimes in some chapters, if you shoot them, if you run away somewhere else, they go back upstairs and they just forget about you. And I don't really like that in games. Not like Call of Duty, they're more smart because they know you cannot die or whatever. But well, there are some attachments that is a silencer such as this, but the enemies, I don't know. Me and Dan, we were playing in it. We felt that the enemies are not smart. They don't really give you that much of a challenge, except for maybe chapter 8, because of the robots and that are smarter than the humans. So it was really tough. So we agreed to give a review for the engine of the enemies. We give it a 6. You're like, oh wow, that's really bad. But no, it's not bad. It's a really good 6. Because a 10 out of 10 meaning that they're like the best enemies in the world, but Killzone is not really the best enemies. It's just they're just so stupid. They don't really see the dead. That guy, as an example, didn't really see the dead bodies, but he would have if he went more closer to them. But in some chapters they're just plain blind and they can't really see what you're doing, so that's why that's that lows. So let's do the next review. For the achievements, now please note, I am an achievement whore and I love getting 1,000 game score or platinum depending on what device you would like to get achievements. I felt that there wasn't really much of a challenge. It's just the normal stuff: collect the intel, complete the game on hard. But the only thing I really don't like is just challenges on the multiplayer, because I'm not into challenges that much, and challenges from people, or if they have the time they can do it, but for me, I don't have the time and energy to do all these achievements. And because of the challenges of the online mode, and please note that a 10 out of 10, meaning it's the most easiest achievements in the world. But Killzone hasn't got the easy achievements, so I'm gonna give a Killzone a 5.9 for the achievements. It's just that some achievements are easy, some achievements are hard, but it's just the challenges that made it. If there wasn't challenges online, I would have rated it at least a 6.5, but because I hate challenges, that's why it went down. So that's the review of the achievements. So yeah. For the Killzone Online, this reminds me of Killzone 2 and 3, but it reminds me so much of Killzone 3 because I absolutely loved Killzone 3 on multiplayer, but I loved Killzone 2 even more. But the engine reminds me of Killzone 2, and I absolutely loved Killzone 2, and it has all the game modes, it has some new game modes, and I absolutely loved the online. I really don't have any complaints about it, really. So my review of that is an 8 out of 10, so yeah, I'm very pleased with the online. It doesn't lag, it doesn't frustrate me. I know the maps well. I just love playing it sometimes, but other than that, I'm quite happy with the online. So yeah. For the controls of the game, they changed it back to Killzone 2 when there was no patches. It used to be R2 and L2, and people just hated that, and then eventually there was a patch to change it to R1 and L1. But for this Killzone game, they went back to Killzone 2, and for the controller itself, it's really, really, really great. I absolutely love using the triggers for this game because it's easy to aim. Well, for the aiming, it's just that you just click it once and it just aims automatically. But in Call of Duty, you have to hold it down, so I don't mind the controls for Killzone. I like it when there's just one click and it's always aiming. It really, really helps you. But for the online, I don't like the controls when you just tap it and it always aims. So I wish the online eventually they'll patch it. But for the controls itself, I'm gonna give the controls. It's not really the best controls, honestly. They could do bits and bobs. You can use the control head of the controller. So I'm gonna give a 6.9 for the controls, but other than that, it's really, really good. So for the game itself, I absolutely adore the game because it's a really, really, some levels are really, really open. Some levels you have to follow the path. I liked it in chapter 2 is that you can absolutely go anywhere. You could do any of the other objectives if you want to. You could do any of them. You don't have to do it one by one. You could do whatever you like, and I like that. And I like that some missions you can do in stealth, such as chapter 2, and other missions like this one as an example. I like sneaking around, and I don't mind the stealth missions. The hardest stealth one was chapter 9. It was a bit irritating, but other than that, once you get to know the game really well, it's really, really good, and I have no faults except for the different difficulties. I say that the challenge is for the hard is really, really okay if you stick to cover, you take your time, you shoot the enemies, it's fine. But there are health packs scattered around Killzone per level. There's at least more than 10, and it's overpowered because there is an achievement to not to die, and there is several ways how to do that. You can either, or if the enemy kills you, you can use the health pack and it will bring you back to life. And the maximum you can use it is twice on hard, so it's not that bad, but it's overpowered on hard. I don't know about the easy and the other difficulties because I hardly used it at all because I haven't died from it yet. So I don't know how many health packs you're allowed to get. But you can use the health packs to heal you, but I suggest you don't. You use it once you die. But there is another way to get the achievement also. So like you can if you have no health packs, you can press start, restart from the checkpoint. So I like that. It's a little glitch that it works, and I absolutely love the game. And I haven't really found any faults except for chapter 8. It's just the robots are just so overpowered because they can see through walls, and some enemies can see you from far distance without you even doing anything at all. And some enemies are okay. It's just that snipers are irritating, the shotgun guys are irritating, and the robot guys are irritating because they're the ones that can see you before you can even see them. So that's a warning. But for the review of the whole game, I found it, well, I didn't find it boring, but after playing in it like hundreds of times, I really enjoy it, and I'm still playing it, I still enjoy it because there's some stuff I haven't seen, and every time I play it again, I find something new because I haven't explored the area because it's really, really open. So yeah. Other than that, I give the review of the game an 8.9. So yeah, I'm very happy. Very happy with Killzone, except for the price being more than $50 or £50 or €50 plus. It's really bad. So I suggest you wait until if it's less than 30. I suggest you buy it. Yeah. Rather than that, it's a really wicked. Now to add everything up with all these reviews I have, so this is the review that everyone's been waiting for. It's the whole review. I'm using this next maths and whatnot, and it took a week to calculate it, but this is going to be the entire review of the game. I give this game an 8.4 out of 10. And there is there's just lots of reasons why it's that low. It's like an example, the blood, it wasn't realistic. The blood changes in one of the chapters. Some of the enemies, some enemies can't see you even though you're in front of them. Some enemies can see you from far distances. I found so many glitches, and plus the online mode as well. I found so many glitches, so that's the reason why it gets a lower, plus of the achievements as well, it gets a lower thing. But that's the best I can do. I can't give it a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry guys, but other than that, it is a very good game. I suggest you buy this once it's cheap. Other than that, it's a very good game, and I hope you enjoy yourself, guys and girls. And this is MR-JACY, and peace.